Hi, today I want to tell you why I think it's necessary to take probiotics if we want to be healthy. There are 3 reasons why we should take probiotics. 1, if we are taking antibiotics. 2, if we are suffering from digestive problems or mood disorders. And 3, if we want to maintain a good, healthy flora. Probiotics are healthy bacteria that live in our gut and they assist us in so many things. You probably know that they are good for digestion, but maybe you don't know that they are also linked to our immune system and to our central nervous system. And they also protect us against pathogens. So what happens is that our digestive system is like an ecosystem. There are more than 100 trillion of bacteria in there. Can you imagine how many bacteria that is? So all these bacteria, good and bad, they live in a balance. But when this balance is disrupted, then what happens is that the yeast and the bacteria, the bad bacteria and the pathogens, they can thrive, they can multiply. And then that will cause problems. So what happens is that these pathogens, they can make little holes in your digestive tract, in your intestinal wall, and these holes will let the pathogens go, and they will let undigested food particles get through the intestinal wall and through the bloodstream, which will cause inflammation. It can cause autoimmune diseases. It can cause allergies like food intolerances and all sorts of allergy symptoms, and fatigue and headache. And so a leaky gut is a real condition, and more people are affected by that. And why is that? Well, it's because more and more people have unhealthy gut flora because of the way we eat, the way we treat our body, and our unhealthy lifestyles. So the reason why we have this problem now in our days is because, well, a long time ago we left nature behind. And we used to drink water from the river and get our bacteria from that. We used to eat vegetables and fruit that were unwashed, so there were bacteria on it, and we were ingesting that just like other animals, and we had very healthy gut flora, and we were not consuming the products that we are consuming today. So for example, now we drink chlorinated water, which kills bacteria. I mean, the chlorine is there for a reason, to avoid certain diseases, but it does kill all the bacteria in it. And it does kill the bacteria in your gut. And also, if you drink coffee or tea, that's also very harsh on your bacteria. If you drink soft drink, the soft drinks contain phosphoric acid, which kills bacteria. And another one that is important to mention is the alcohol, because in our days we drink a lot of alcohol. And think about it, alcohol is used to sterilize equipment in hospitals. So imagine what it does to your gut flora. So, and also most people eat non-organic food, and what happens with non-organic food is that it's sprayed with all sorts of chemicals, which is also very hard on your gut bacteria. So all of this together, mixed with stress, like busy schedules, and all of this makes a very unhealthy gut flora. It kills your bacteria. So this is why probiotics are so necessary, because if every day you ingest these foods and beverages and kill your gut bacteria, then the bad bacteria and the yeast are going to start multiplying, and they overpopulate your gut, and this is when sickness happens. And the best example is Candida. So many people are talking about it now because Candida is a yeast that is normally in your digestive tract. Everybody has it. Unfortunately, with all the sugar and all the stuff that I mentioned before, so you kill your good bacteria, and then Candida multiplies and multiplies and multiplies, and then you have an overgrowth of Candida. So what you want to do is definitely take probiotics if you are consuming any of these products that I told you about. And if you are taking antibiotics also, that is very important, because antibiotics I'm not saying that antibiotics are bad, because they are there for a reason. There are so many conditions that you absolutely need to take antibiotics. No question about it. Unfortunately, in some countries, you can get antibiotics at the pharmacy, and you can definitely take too much antibiotics and for no good reason. But there are so many reasons why you need antibiotics. The problem is that people don't take probiotics at the same time. You absolutely need to take the probiotics at the same time and after the course of antibiotic in order to repopulate your flora. This is so important, and this is why when people take antibiotics, after that they suffer from chronic constipation and they usually get the flu or like something, because their immune system is so low after taking the antibiotics. And you can look at studies that they do and you can see the the microbiome that changes radically when you take the antibiotics. So please take probiotics. So what you want to do is to choose the right brand. So what you want to do is look on the bottle of probiotics, and you want to look for a brand that has at least 5 billion CFU. What it means, the CFU means colony forming units. So what you want is to have at least 5 billion colony forming units. So that's the amount of bacteria that is in each capsule. If there are less than 5 billion, then it's not really worth it. You want to have more in order to have an effect on your gut microbiome. So for example, this one here is 30 billion CFU, which is very good. If you have like chronic constipation or you have like a leaky gut problem, you can take more than 1 pill per day. You can take, like for this one, I would take like 2 or 3 pills per day. Maybe not 3, but 2 for sure. So that's gonna help. So that's the first thing you wanna look, the amount of CFU in your probiotic. Then you want to look at how many strains there are. The strains are the type of bacteria, because there are different types of bacteria that you can take. So this one has 10 strains of lactobacillus and bifidobacteria. So there are several kinds of lactobacillus and several kinds of bifidobacteria. So this is very good. So you want to, have at least, you want to have more than one, that's for sure. Like the more you have, the better. But there are certain conditions, like for example, if you have a UTI, like recurring UTIs, then acidophilus would be the one for you, lactobacillus acidophilus. So you want to look for certain strains, but the more strains you have, the better, okay? And then you want to look at the expiry date. You want to make sure that they're still good, okay? And you can look at the manufacturing date. Usually it's about 2 years that the probiotics, like from the manufacturer to the expiring date, it's usually 2 years that they have, that for sure they will have the amount of CFU. So this one was just made, so it was probably made with 50 or 60 billion CFU, and until the expiry date, which will be in 2021, this one is 3 years, so in 2021, then it will be it will be less than 30 billion, so maybe 20 billion. So it's always good to look at that. Also, you want to make sure to keep them in the fridge, because this is how you're going to keep them for longer, okay? Because from the manufacturing date, the bacteria slowly die, and if you keep them in the fridge, they die at a slower pace. Okay, and the probiotics, it's important to take them on an empty stomach. Why is that? Well, because if you take them with food, then when you eat food, your stomach acids are there to break down the food, right? So if you take the probiotics at the same time, then the stomach acid will kill the bacteria that you're taking. So there's no point, because you don't want the probiotic to just go in your stomach. You want the probiotics to go through the stomach and go in the intestine. So what you want to do is take it on an empty stomach, so there are no stomach acid. So my advice is to take it 30 minutes before meal. So the latest studies are showing that it's best absorbed on an empty stomach at least 30 minutes before a meal. So you can take them when you wake up or before bed. Those are good times to take the probiotics. Some people ask me about probiotic food also. So if you want to take like fermented foods, it's not going to hurt you, but it's not going to have the effect that probiotics have on your system. That's for sure, because there's not enough there's not enough bacteria in probiotic food, like compared to a probiotic capsule. So yeah, they're not going to hurt you, they're good for you. For example, like fermented cabbage, like a sauerkraut or kimchi or miso, but these things have a lot of salt. That you need to remember, okay? Because the human body has absolutely no dietary need for added salt. We get all our sodium from the vegetables and the fruit that we eat. We don't need to add salt to our food. So when you're eating fermented foods, you want to look into this also, because if you have like blood pressure problems, you don't want to take that, or if you're feeding it to your baby, like you don't want to do that. So you want to look into that. Salt is not needed, and it's not good for your kidneys. So I mean, you can have fermented food, but I would have it in small quantity. I've seen a study though about miso soup, which is not processed, which is fermented soybean, and there is a lot of salt in it, but because the soy is so good for you, then it would like cancel like the amount of salt. I don't know. I heard that from Dr. Greger. I would have to look into it again. But I mean, I consume miso once in a while, and I do buy organic sauerkraut, like raw sauerkraut, because don't buy the one at the grocery store that is pasteurized, because there's no point, you know, there's no bacteria in it. And the thing is that people will eat yogurt for probiotics because there are so many good advertisements about it telling you that this is what you need to do. But the thing is that there's not even like a million healthy bacteria in it. So you need to eat like a truck of yogurt in order to have the amount that you will get in one pill. And then the yogurt comes with industrial sugar. There's going to be like preservatives in it, and then there's the saturated fat, the cholesterol, and like usually there's like gar gum and a bunch of stuff in it that why would you take that? You don't need it, you know? And the yogurt is just a byproduct of the dairy industry because they're trying to sell you more stuff, and they're like showing you like a healthy, like a nice belly, doing like, I remember like Activia, the belly dancer, you know, oh, healthy belly, you know, eat that and you're gonna have a healthy flora and all that, but there's not enough bacteria in it, and usually those yogurts, they're pasteurized anyway, so it's not even active. And then you can have the plant-based yogurt, but I don't even buy them myself because it's full of sugar and like ingredients that I don't want to take. So I make my own yogurt. I don't even put bacteria in it, you know, it's just like for the fat for my baby, but or it's like a pudding. But I prefer to take probiotics in the morning when I need it, and it does have an effect on my health, on my flora. You know, I see the effect. Let's say I have, I'm passing too many gases, and you know, I have bloating because of like, I don't know, I went to my parents for a couple of days and I ate some food. Like my mom always makes like those awesome muffins, and you know, she makes awesome food, but she does put like brown sugar in it, and you know, it's not always the best ingredients. And you know, I'll eat them because you know, it's my mom, and you know, she's nice, she makes them for me. So but then I'll have gas and stuff, so I'll take probiotics and then it goes away. And let's say I catch a cold or something, I will take probiotics. So there are different reasons why I take probiotics, but I will definitely not turn to yogurt or fermented food to cure any illnesses. So that's pretty much what I had to say. So remember, probiotics are good for you. I'll leave the link down below for my probiotics. If you want to get that, you can get like a 5-month supply, really good deal, shipping included. So I'll leave the link down below. Like and share my video. This is how I know that you like what I'm doing, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in another video. Bye.